the workman you can take. You gotta come over here. I gotta just come.
Okay.
It'll be in the blog.
What's the podcast?
Wait, I'm gonna get my phone.
What you want to talk about, sis?
Let me set up the scene. Can't be.
Do the cash shit that Wayne told you? That you believe? Let me tell you. Let's start here. Let's get to the border of the country. We had to not pay rent to get evicted. We purposely did that. You understand? Purposely. The first month we didn't pay $72.
It's too much light coming.
It didn't work. The man didn't evict us. The second month we didn't pay a whole month of rent.
Can you do me a favor, nephew? Can you go in that bathroom and get that I don't know, that big thing in the bathroom? You know what I'm talking about, the yellow and blue thing?
Yeah.
Please, thank you.
None of them know what a podcast is. Let me set this podcast up. Let me know when we're going.
Wait.
Let me know when we're going. I'll tell you about the eviction.
While we waiting to start, we're gonna he be talking that shit, but let me tell you where he's supposed to be. Let me show you where he's supposed to be. Hold on. I'll tell you what's been going on. He's just funny. Look at the boys working. This is where he's supposed to be. Okay, I'll make it clear. This is what Mr. King's supposed to be doing. Okay.
Don't you have questions?
I got you.
Uh-huh.
I got you.
That coat?
That big old blue, and right here in this little hall bathroom, you know that big old tub or whatever right there?
In the black and yellow?
Yeah, that.
So then I don't think you understand that you my dog.
Well, I told you to get up.
I don't think you understand that. I gave you life. Do you know if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't exist? Don't ignore me, Slita.
I'm not knowing you. So tell me how to take it.
Text you about what? Don't tell her nothing I said about mama.
No, I just asked her was my witty still in her room. And she had taken.
She don't know if she been moved out.
I know. And she was all like, sorry, I've been sleeping, I haven't been feeling good.
I'm sure she didn't. Her leg ain't gonna feel good when I'm gonna catch her in the car. Because her mama out about on that damn farm.
Thank you.
We wouldn't have been, leader. She back in the room.
That's what I'm saying. Who believes? No.
Yeah, I got a few things to address on this podcast. I'm gonna put my early morning nap off. You understand? If you stop looking at my question, I was gonna ask you. But you sound a booty freak or something?
Don't forget to buy my journals.
Yeah.
I don't know. On jealousy.com.
She got crazy.
Okay, I don't know what you're gonna do this weekend, because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. So we're trying to make plans.
I don't know why you get him out the car.
Because you just sitting there by yourself, that's why.
Okay,
Come on, let's go in the house.
Nah.
Yeah, let's sit down.
Are you trying to go to the house for?
What's up with your problem?
Right here.
No, but he can sit out and he ain't sitting over there in no corner.
Sit on that chair right there.
Ain't no chair.
What about that first question?
Ain't no chair.
Green chair.
It is a chair. All the way wrong.
So I mean, like, you could have decided, you would have you got to sit down.
I got some over here. Look, let's see.
You work for the police, all these goddamn cameras and shit.
How do you know we're gonna get it recorded if you can't record it?
You been recording without cameras and shit? Yeah.
No, there are always cameras around, Sam.
You use them on the podcast with the phone.
On the Zoom, like, get into it right now. You see it set up over there?
Son, you wanna take a crack?
Huh?
Wanna take a crack?
Now you're a booty freak.
I'm just saying, you gonna take a crack on the phone?
Yes, exactly. Come on, get in. But I was saying that.
I'll sit over here with Sam.
Come on, no.
This is me and Sam on the podcast. I'm gonna be your host for today. Just call me Joaquin. I give my real name.
But
Joaquin, and I'm next to a big eater. So, Joaquin, the big
Leader
eater.
Rose people.
Samuel Roger King
Yeah,
Jr.
yeah,
Wait,
no, no.
Okay, so let me introduce my brother. This is Samuel King, his wife Melita, and I guess we think
Of 23 years.
22. He ate so much dicks he don't know.
for us, I don't know, I wouldn't call him the funny one. He's definitely the one that you always hear the stories about. I've always told people like how you used to put the cars on the two wheels. They don't believe me about that, so go ahead and clarify and tell them you used to do that thing.
Without a
Put it
doubt,
on the
without a
two
doubt,
wheels,
without a
they
doubt.
like he was a stunt driver. I'm like, no, he wasn't. So go
I'm the
ahead and
guy.
clarify that. Yeah.
I'm the guy.
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
I'm the guy.
You know, the one I tell you about, wake up, choosing violence, beat up every employer that's ever fired them.
Every boyfriend she ever brought.
20 plus kids. This is him.
And I'm here.
But I'm not the one with the 20 kids.
So we got a few things right now. Okay.
So basically, my brother came to me this morning telling me that my nephew was upset because I had talked to him about putting cigarette butts in the garage. But I had already told my brother the same thing 3 times prior, the one that he just threw, because I cleaned the garage this weekend. So it wasn't anything personal. But instead of my brother correcting the situation or whatever, of course he likes to,
Don't use
scenarios.
the word instigate.
So I figured we'll just go ahead and bring it live and go ahead and have the conversation since I wanted to have him on my podcast anyway. So.
And they call me to be the narrator.
It's not about you.
Oh, it is about me. It's always about me.
Okay.
So,
This is what I'm talking about right here.
So-
This is what we're talking about.
You be telling me this.
Why don't you be quiet?
You be telling me.
So
You ain't even in the camera.
those are issues that I really want to address. But before
So,
I do,
I
I
was,
don't know who's gonna see this. I want to clarify.
We're podcasting.
I want to clarify my
everyone's
little
gonna
sister.
see it. It's to the world.
I want to clarify my little sister. They say I'm tripping on meth. That's my mom right
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
before we even get into that,
there. But I'm gonna clear this up first.
before we even get into
Because
that,
see, we're currently
he came to me earlier
No,
and
we're not. That's where I got to go.
he came to me earlier saying that my nephew was upset with me. I told him that things are stemming from him because,
Wait, can you stop that little boy?
please stop that, please, thank you. I was telling him that things are stemming from him because he eggs it on, he leads it on, and he's the one that talks to people a certain way, and then his kids follow. He was, go ahead, get into it.
Well,
Let's get into it. Let's have a conversation.
I think she keyed in on a few facts. The fact that I don't egg on. It's not egging on me, but I do let stuff happen, and then don't go. I don't go back and address the situation with the kids. See, like she was explaining, I could be in a moment and
Melita,
say stuff and do stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not really do stuff, but say stuff and act a certain way because I'm in a moment. And what I don't do, and I express myself like that in front of the kids, and she keyed in on one key fact. What I don't do is go back later and address and tell the kids that I was just in a moment, and I don't feel that way. And I think by doing that, it's just like Mama giving us a family meeting tool. It's a tool, and from this day forward, I'm going to use it.
yeah, so basically we were having a conversation earlier about how, so we'll both, everyone in the family can have a moment, but I was telling him that I go back to my daughter and I explained to her what that moment was about, how I felt in that moment, and how I felt in that moment, and then how Corey is able to then not have, because I was explaining to him that your kids are always going to be your number one back. So if they love you and they down for you, when you come and say, this person is wronging me, this person is wronging me, you know what I'm saying, then your kids are going to follow. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't never go back and correct them, like I was telling them, like, we've been together our whole lives. We've been together for 40 years, you know what I'm saying? And they're just got here. So they don't know that we can come back and forth and that we go back and forth and we do this. You know what I'm saying? And then he was saying that Sammy just got here. The rest of them been seeing it the whole life, so they know that we go back and forth and we bicker or whatever, and we come back together, and it's just really all love. We really weren't really taught to communicate as a family. As a family, our communication basically was putting hands on each other. So it really wasn't no communication in our family. Basically, if a person got mad at a person, we fought it out. And basically how our family rule goes, if you want to talk or whatever to that person, you need to beat that person. And then that's basically how it's kind of been, you know what I mean, going. But we never really were taught to communicate. As everyone know, I went through something, so I got therapy and I went through everything, so I can communicate better now. So now I wanted to use my family because I feel like we're the perfect example. We're the perfect example of what really goes on in true life and what, you know what I'm saying? And these are the problems. So as he's coming to me, talking to me about his kids, I'm like, I also want to have a conversation with him also because I'm older now, right? Yeah. And then I come to you and I be like, this is going on with me in Atlanta. Like, how you gonna let some nigga call his bitch, you know what I'm saying, call his girl to run up on me, you know what I'm saying? But you won't even go and have a conversation with him. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter, but the simple fact that he feels like that he can threaten me in this way, it didn't matter if you guys have to be there or not. So even as your older sister, even by getting older, and yeah, your protection is going towards more of your kids and everything, I still feel like I need the protection. And when you guys are not there, they don't see you guys. They think that I'm alone. They think that they can try me in certain ways. But if you guys were there, then they would see you. So I understand what you're saying about me coming to your kids, whatever, at the same time. If you're the one that's egging it on, because if Corey would have came to me and said, my brother or your brother is feeling a certain way, and I'd be like, girl, you know Sam love you. Like, he's just having a moment, anything like that. Sam would be like, worry, you know what I'm saying? He'll egg it on. Like, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows my character. He's been with me his whole life. So for him, like, I yelled at him about the cigarettes. So why, you know what I'm saying? And they were both sitting there. So it wasn't like I was addressing one person. If they're both sitting cigarettes and I just cleaned the garage and they're both throwing them on the floor, why wouldn't I say, pick them up? You already know that I'm like that. Like, I'm going to, period. Like, it's mama, it's me. You know what I'm saying? That we're going to try to make sure that things are going, because you really don't teach your kids to come in, clean up after themselves. Don't do that. So in that moment, it could have been a teachable moment for you to say, hey, you know what? She's right. Why don't you go in there and get us a cup? You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, she did do a hard job. And you guys, actually, he helped me with the decoration and stuff. You guys worked hard on this area. So why not keep it clean?
Well, the reason I didn't say that, I wasn't thinking to say that. He's
always fight first. Like, he wakes up.
I had to shift that already as what my son was saying. It's the reason why. He was already saying before he said that. You know what I'm saying? He was telling me last night about the fish sandwich. He was, he's, you know what I'm saying, pointing out. And just, so as soon as you said that, I'm walking the door, he was like, see that? So my mind automatically jumped on to the track of,
so let's get into that. So about a year ago, about a year and a half ago, I was at their house. They wasn't there. Sammy calls me a B out my name. So I don't really deal with the disrespect and all that from my nieces and nephews. I mean, I'm really their only auntie outside of whoever's on the other side.
I smashed him.
So outside of Keisha,
I smashed him.
I know you did. So, but what I'm saying is that even if you did that and you still didn't come back and communicate with him, but what I'm saying is that, so if he's saying India had a problem with me, he's right. But no, I'm always gonna love him. I'm always gonna, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, if they do need to learn, like, not to.
He did not get past
I know that.
I physically
but he
smashed
still
him.
didn't apologize. On Saturday, he came to me. We were working together, and since
Well,
he's
you
helping me,
since she was gone.
I know, but I'm explaining to you. So since he was helping me on Saturday, of course I'm not gonna have him helping me, and then because I'm like, don't help me because
Because you're on the grudge for someone.
No, it's not a grudge. It's just like certain people, you have to apologize sometimes. You can't just move on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you don't address it, then yes, the next thing that happens, then it will be a blow up. So, but sometimes you just still need to say the words, because you know what I'm saying, the next thing that happens, then what's gonna happen? You're gonna blow up, you're gonna bring that situation up again. It's not gonna be about what we're arguing about in this moment. We're gonna be arguing about everything that we haven't said.
You're
you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a huge
right.
blow up as opposed to.
What you thinking right now? You know what I'm saying? She mad at him from way back then.
But that can't be true, because after he apologized to me on Saturday, I've hung out with him. I've been around him. I've actually sat out here with him last night talking to him. He just came out upstairs telling me about a bat. So yeah, I did. Of course,
Okay, so he said, I don't like sneaks and I don't like liars, you know what I'm saying? So he gonna little fierce sounds behind my back. So of course I gotta jab him now, you know what I'm saying? Like he can't get away with that, but do I have a problem with him? Absolutely not. That is my nephew. I loved him. He apologized for the disrespect that I thought that he, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. That was it.
But
That
now,
was done.
at the same time, when I was talking to you this morning, I want you to understand that, he just drove up about when you seen me. He hadn't been around us his whole life.
And that's what I was explaining to you, that because he hasn't been around us his whole life, he probably doesn't know. And I was telling you because of how you act and how you don't go back and correct it, that they're confused. So if they're confused, if you're not correcting it on your end, if they're confused, they're always going to feel a way about us because they feel like we did something to you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And if he's just getting in on it and he doesn't know how our family moves, of course he may feel the type of way. Our family is kind of harsh. We're not like the easiest people you know what I'm saying? Like to get into this family, Melina, she did great. She's one of us, she thugged it out. But you know what I'm saying?
It took me a long time. So that mom didn't like me at first. No lie.
Okay, so I didn't know that, but yeah. But she had good reason. Y'all was in San Diego. Yeah, so.
Yeah, woman like, but my mom love her. But
yeah.
But my thing is, I accept what you said. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who listened to this. I don't know what this is.
No, but this is why we having this conversation so that other people can learn from us. Because guess what? There's a lot of families out here that don't have the conversation. They're fighting out. They're splitting their kids out, and they're doing all the things. Kids are killing each other killing themselves. Killing themselves. Like Lil Wayne just passed away. He just killed himself. You know what I'm saying? If we were able to talk it out, have these podcasts, help other people, then you know what I'm saying. Then maybe we can help people not to do that. So it is important for us to not only show our family, which we're going to record and put it out there, because we don't want to be the Kardashians. The only thing we like about that is that everyone's hustling to get in money, and TV make that possible for all of them, and we want that. So, and we will be America's most loved and hated family because our family is crazy. But
you've been my little sister. You know what I'm saying? I never felt the need to come and ask you anything until that. You know what I'm saying? To ask you for advice.
Because you're normally combative. And this is what I want to tell you. I had to figure out that I was living in PTSD. So I don't think that people realize when we lived in a war zone. We grew up in, you know what I'm saying, in battle in San Diego, you know what I'm saying? So, and then we grew up necessarily communicating. So when you go through all that, you never talk about it. You don't realize that you're in PTSD. So the way that so what that means is you're fight or flight. Either you're gonna, and if you only know to fight or fight to survive, when you get back in the corner, you're going to fight. Right. Period. So anytime that you come at me or I talk to you, it's always combative because all you know to do is to fight, which is all which I knew to do. So in my moment, when I was in that moment, I fought everybody. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, mama, like period. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because I was back in the corner and that's all I knew to do. So that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? It's fight or flight. You fight, we know to fight. We don't really runners, you know what I'm saying? But we're runners when it comes to communication. You know what I'm saying? Outside of an argument, we'll start an argument, listen to each other, whatever, be mad at each other, and then it's all love. You know what I mean?
Up until this point, and I don't know if this is my age or it's just because my kids coming to age, but up until this point in my life, I never even gave any thought to it. You know what I'm saying?
Me either, and you're right.
How many times I had to sit, can I talk to you before this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm saying that that's to show you I'm sincere.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that I'm trying to change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like I can talk to you about anything.
Yeah, absolutely. We've talked.
You know what I'm saying?
Actually, you talked to me about anything your whole life. I was the one that you would come to. You'd be sitting on my bed, and you would tell me everything.
The distance and being around different people. Because I don't feel no way coming to you and talking to you about it. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like you was brushing me off. I want you to brush me off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
at
the same time,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes I don't want to talk about it. And sometimes you guys can be so disrespectful that you know what I mean. Sometimes you got to give yourself a little bit of a distance.
Right.
We all pop offers, and at the end of the day, we will fight each other.
Right. And
we don't know no bounds.
It's deeply seated. Like I'm telling my daughter, how can you sit there and argue with your mama? And my mama's house, you don't see that you're disrespecting her? She's not here. You disrespect her husband. You
But
disrespect
you've
her
already
house.
let them know that it's okay to be disrespectful towards us. You even
Yeah,
said
so
the
how do
other
you
day
fix
on the
that?
phone, I'm gonna even teach my kids to be disrespectful towards y'all. Like what?
So,
Because
I mean, I was in the
Corey's the
moment.
sweetest person. She don't treat anyone like that. Because you know why?
Anyone.
Because I tell her like straight up like how I'm
I
really feeling.
heard and Sammy talking
Mhm.
when y'all first. I'd go in there and tell Sammy, hold the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Why are you talking to her like that? You know what I'm saying? Just everything you say is short and nasty. And she actually know about having a conversation with you.
Yeah.
And Dad, I didn't realize you recognize it. I'm sitting in the back, you don't know her, and I'm listening to every word she comes. She's talking just as normal. And everything you saying, you're snapping back. You can't see that. I want to slap the shit out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But since then, me and him got a little understanding, and now he see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was just animosity that he had towards you. He was taking out on Porter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's deeply seated. It's deeply seated. You know what I'm saying? But I know that we could beat it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I kill up a whole hood of niggas. I swear to God, I give my life for anybody in this house right now. If somebody got to die right, if somebody got to die now, if somebody got to die right here today, it's gonna be me.
Yeah.
There's not a doubt in my mind.
And I think we'll all be fighting for that position because that's
You know
how
what I'm
much we just love each other. Like we're gonna
Period.
stand in battle. Like it don't matter. Like we can come against each other, but if the world come against us, that's another story.
And see, and it's
But
a whole bunch of tools
but,
that I can learn, you know what I'm saying, that could help me. Still, and I know, tapping into you and mama's brain, you know what I'm saying, been giving me the insight. If it weren't for you and mama, I'm telling you right now, my family wouldn't be together. You know what I'm saying? Talking to you, talking to mama, talking to Big Tony, you know what I'm saying? And y'all give me a whole bunch of tools. And now it's getting to the good part, because now it's when I need to use them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my son, he got mad at me. We was talking about you, call Melissa. She said what she felt about the situation. She jumped immediately on him and Keisha, right? And how he disrespected Keisha. He couldn't take it. He runs down the street that way.
Yeah.
He comes back, I'm like, you exert that energy? I'm like, yeah, okay, I love you, son. You feel better now?
Yeah.
And I guess he went down to the freeway a couple times and came back, you know what I'm saying, just to get the energy off of him.
Yeah.
And he's like, cool now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But I wish he wouldn't, but I wish he wouldn't have to get so worked up, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know how to not get him so worked up.
I mean, like Corey is gonna get worked out, and sometimes we just go to the opposite, ends of our corners, and then we give it a few hours, a day, and then it just happens back naturally, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we're always asking something. Where's the Kool-Aid? Like, where's something? So you just start with that, and then like, or I'll just go and apologize to her, and I'll be like, if I'm wrong, or you know what I'm saying, and then now she's learning to apologize because she was not an apologizer at all before. Mm-hmm. And now she's learning to come back and say, hey, mom, you know what I'm saying? I had a little attitude, you know what I'm saying? So, my bad. But, it was from me teaching her that my communication was wrong.
Right, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And basically just having a conversation with her. Like, I've been fucking up, you know what I'm saying?
That was one of the biggest things I learned to do, is to apologize. Not to other people, to my family.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it's sometimes it's still some of the biggest obstacles. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm on a roll with it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm wrong, or if I said something wrong, you know what I'm saying? Now I think I'm too apologetic.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? When you're healing, you're gonna be too apologetic because that's you changing. It's too, you know what I'm saying? So until you figure out like exactly who you are again and get yourself back level, your thing is gonna go like this. Because you're trying to figure you out again. You're reteaching yourself basically all over again at an older age.
Right.
You're basically breaking your brain down and reteaching yourself. So you're going to go through it. So you are going to have triggers. You are going to have these things, but
so let me ask you this. I ain't tripping on that because I don't know. I know the recordings. So when they get to fighting, what is my position? To physically break it up?
I can't tell people like how to move in their family, but you know what I'm saying? For me, if people are heated in that way, sometimes I need to box it out. But in other times, it's just like, you got to sit them down. Like I was telling, I remember like talking to your sons and them, and they were saying how they going to be robbers and like all this shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm breaking it down for him. And I'm like, well, listen, if you go to jail for 5 years, like you missed out on, say you're making $50,000 a year. And you just missed out on $50,000, $100,000, $200,000. He's missed on $300,000 sitting in jail for 5 years. Like, make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? You could have had $300,000. You're going to lawyer fees and like all that. DeMarcus was funny. DeMarcus was like, yeah. So they would call me and bail me up. Just call me on my break. Y'all sounds like
Right.
shit. Yeah, we about that life though. We gonna do this.
Right.
So it's just about. I think it's just a matter of like when they're calm and because sometimes you're just not ready to hear it.
Right,
You have to learn on your own. You have to learn. You know what I mean? So sometimes you can try to walk them through it, but they're still going to be stubborn and do their own thing. So all you can do is say, "Hey, I told you." You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you
Catch
this.
you when they
Why
fall.
don't you get your undivided attention on the podcast?
It's not that. It's you becoming so aggressive and you don't be wanting to hear me. Now that we're in front of people like you do, Sam is a very, he's an Aries, so let's put it there. So Sam is very manipulative.
I can't get your undivided attention until we're.
Sam is very manipulative. Okay.
I'm just curious. I mean, am I not supposed to act on subconscious or something?
You always get my undivided attention, but you're the one that's always busy and always. But now you're forced to be here, so now you're forced to give me your attention. Because if I can walk up in your yard right now, you're gonna fix on my car, sis. You're gonna tell me your little stories and all that. You're gonna chill with me for a second, like I gotta go, or like whatever. You're not gonna come. If me and Maurice were hanging out, you're not gonna come by and just come hang with us. You do it every now and again.
Yeah, when I'm at a fight at home.
You know what I'm saying? But like me, Maurice, and Tony, like we're hanging out all the time together, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you guys are the ones that are like, and then you guys are like, well, I'm like, you guys aren't coming. Like I can't go to everyone's spot all the time, and then there's still a separation.
You understand how many kids I got, right?
Yeah, but they all come and all our kids be together, and then adults be together. So that's what family is about.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this in the podcast, whoever they is, that I'm
It is
really,
the world.
I'm really
Actually,
working.
no one be on my
You know what I'm
channel.
saying? It's really, really hard, but I'm really working on trying to teach them to apologize and trying to teach them when they're wrong to,
No, I think that you're a great father. Like my brother is a great father when it comes to his kids. Now, when it comes to his emotions and what he's doing in front of them is what he's not aware of. Now, when it comes to guiding them and telling them right, he's a great father. He's always been a great father. But right, when he's not, that's what I'm trying to tell him. It's not about what he's doing with them. It's about his actions and how he's not coming back and kind of steering them so that they know it's not what it is.
And I think I'm kind of keyed in on that now because now I'm really just saying, now we use this word, brain check that, which means that we don't talk about it. She's still in a whole tub of clothes.
Melissa said, I ain't still nothing. I ain't still in
I
nothing. I ain't still in nothing.
Hey, Pop, we're on the
Adrian, I
podcast.
need your help.
But I said we was on the podcast. Pop, you need this? You looking to sit down, Pop? Oh, you want?
Stop.
Give Pop the chair.
Well, you gotta stop that. They won't be able to hear the video. You gotta stop that. You gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah, turn on, bro.
Let them on that green chair.
Yeah, this is always done, so it's really hard to get to edit, but this is live, so this is us.
Right, so all the time we talk about podcasts, talking about podcasts. Number one, I know it's live.
Well, it's normally not. I just put it live today because I couldn't get into the Zoom, so I normally put it on the Zoom.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. I for sure thought it was edited.
Yeah, most of the time it's edited.
But it's good because I feel like I can get your undivided attention, and I love that.
Oh my God, you guys, you know he's full of it. So,
I feel like I can just give you the truth about anything right now.
So let's get into it. So he was saying that. So we were bringing up all this stuff. So every time that we have a conversation, he brings up the past, or the past gets brought up. But it's just like, okay, let's talk about it. Like,
Well, I ain't nothing from the past. I'm just truly impressed to give you undivided attention, really. And you know what I'm saying? And I wish I would have been there when.
That's his way. He likes to,
When my son had the incident, I wish I could have been there. Hey, a lot of things go unchecked, and that I can't control. You know what I'm saying? No matter how hard I try. And what I learned now is really, hey, like you say, someone gotta box it out. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta let stuff go.
Well, it's about teaching them later. Like, I mean, if they get angry now, okay, and then they learn, like, the child ain't gonna learn to walk overnight. You know what I'm saying? And you've already taught them the bad ways. So now you gotta go back and reteach them.
Teach them the right way, right?
Yeah, and they're gonna, everyone's gonna have triggers. Like even me, you're like, why you be acting that way, little sis? Because I'm triggered. You know what I'm saying? And then you always try to use it like, oh, you be coming at mama. Like, no, don't try to use my situation with mama to check anything that you're doing, because our situation is completely different. Mama, I'm not talking bad about my mama. Like I told you guys, like if I wouldn't have gone through this, I wouldn't have seen what God can do. But I didn't even know that I was upset at her. I didn't know that I was triggered. I didn't know, and the situation with September actually triggers me because I'm seeing her get with all this stuff. So what happened with me? No, how could it? See, this is what I understand with you guys. Mama has done nothing to you guys but love you and help you through everything. Do you understand what I went to? Listen, do you understand when I went to college? I did the right thing. I was doing the right thing. She was supporting you guys in prison and everything. And her and Tony called me and told me, because I was a waitress, that they would no longer support me. So you don't understand. That did something to me. I didn't know at the time. I was just like, cool, it's whatever.
Instead of shooting packages up in prison, like clockwork.
Yeah, I'm getting money. Like, I mean, whatever y'all need.
Hey, commissary.
Exactly.
I got a package about. I got commissary.
I was, you know, I did what I had to do.
In the deepest part of Sacramento, I got visits.
So I'm just like, but
they go to all my family, bringing all the kids.
Yeah.
Like clockwork.
Yeah, so that's all I did. So I was like, cool, I got money. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck it, I'm out here on my own. But I didn't understand at a later age why like I kept giving to my boyfriends, how I keep pushing them away. You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing that I was taught was basically, it doesn't matter how good I do that I'm gonna get left.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I can do everything right and you're still gonna leave me.
Right. So what you do?
That was my lesson. So that I didn't know that I was unwillingly taught. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what Mama and Tony taught me. And that's what I've been getting taught the whole time. It doesn't matter how good I was to my boyfriends. It didn't matter how good, you know what I'm saying? When they was ready to, you know what I'm saying? If I pushed them away or whatever, they're ready to go, like they're gonna leave. It doesn't matter if it was from death. It didn't matter if it was from whatever, you know what I'm saying? So when I got upset at Mom, I really was mad at her for a long time. And I was being mean. And I had no idea why. I really didn't know what, you know what I mean? I guess, but when I got to about 30 or something, I started going through it and trying to figure it all out. You know what I'm saying? And I started trying to figure out, why am I acting this way? Why do I push my man away? Like, why do I do these things? You know what I mean? So, and it came back to her, you know what I'm saying? And I was really thinking, and I guess the most hurtful thing that I really couldn't tell myself, which is the most hurtful thing for me to realize, was that I'm thinking all along it was men that made me the way, you know what I'm saying, I have the bad situation, you know what I'm saying, with my baby's father, I'm like, all these things. So I'm thinking of all them things that, and so when I realized that the first person that really broke my heart was her and my brother, and how I wasn't protected in that moment, that's what sets me off. It's not what you guys are thinking. I have no ill anything against her, you know what I'm saying? But she hit something so deep in me that it bothers me, and then won't have the conversation about it. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what the trigger.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So when I pop off, it's not because I don't love her or she did anything to me. That's completely wrong. It's just because in that moment in Atlanta, when I'm feeling alone and attacked, and my family isn't there, you know what I'm saying? Then I pop off on y'all because why am I alone? I don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I alone? You know what I'm saying? And why aren't you? And then you would tell me something like, well, you need to go through that, or something smart, and then we will get into it and we'll start arguing. And I'll be like, man, I'll start cussing you all that, and I'll flip you off, and I'll leave, and like all of that. You know, and then you'd be like, well, you know, I ain't coming out there. You know, and I'd be like, what? Like, I'm not telling you to come out there. Like, I can get this phone to this person right here. You can just tell him what's popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just needs to know I'm not alone. You know?
Right.
My bad. Yeah. But it's just like, no, he won't say right. You see, right now he's forced to be here.
But I understand. But I understand. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand.
And then you understand why I get so upset. I get upset because, yeah, I am older, but you protected me my whole life. So now you're like, now I'm just in the wind. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's hurtful. You know what I mean?
But I don't understand. But I knew what had transpired, you know what I'm saying? Between you, Mama, and Tony, you know what I'm saying? I knew, but
and then it happened again at Caramel. It happened again at Caramel. So when I don't feel protected, because they pretty much taught me they're not going to protect me, So even when it happened at that particular time, I was supposed to be protecting that moment. He was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I still ended up losing my job and everything. You know what I'm saying? It taught the lesson all over again. So when I think, and that's when I got upset at her, and I didn't even know why it was so deep in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was just acting out, and that's what the PTSD is.
Not knowing.
You're just acting out. You're acting out off your triggers, off your emotions. You're just acting. You're not understanding anything. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, I feel this way, period. And that's how I feel, and that's how I'm going to act. And if anybody gets in the way of how I'm feeling, then I'm going to pop off and like fight or flight mode, you know?
Right. But that's a lot for me. But I know all these things have transpired with you. I just didn't know how you felt about it, or didn't think to. I always just wrote. I'm in
college. I'm 17 years old.
I understand.
I don't even think you realize how young I was when I left you guys. I was 17.
Right.
I wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't 18 years old yet. I turned 18 alone in Atlanta by myself.
Right.
So it's like I fought through all of that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I get upset.
Well, don't get upset, sis, because it's behind you.
Well, it's behind you, but you have to understand like the triggers. So that's why I'm trying to tell you, yeah, you're gonna be triggered and you're gonna act certain ways, but until you understand why you're acting this way, it's never really gonna change.
Right, it's gonna happen.
That's why I wanted to have these conversations for people, and you know what I'm saying, just do this podcast, and I feel like we're the perfect family for it, and to actually record us in our everyday lives because we have so much going on. Right. You guys are moving to Oklahoma, and
now we're gonna be separated again.
Yeah, and it's a transition, and we're down here for the next 3 months. Transitioning. So
y'all down here
for
the next 3 months?
Mm-hmm. We're moving in Atlanta. Over that, me, same thing. I have my little moment with Corey, and that changed my life. No, because I understand it now, but
so why you get so upset about it?
I don't know, because it really hurt. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why.
How long you been understanding this?
Since I went to therapy about 4 years ago.
And it's still tricky like that?
Because when something pained you as a child, that's why you're trying to tell you what Marquise and them, they see you loving on them. They don't remember that part of you. So when they got upset at you, like you wasn't there for us, and I had to explain to them. I sat them down and had a conversation with them and said, he actually was there for you guys like that. And that's why they started to forgive you, because I told them, no, you guys are looking at it all wrong. You guys just don't remember. He was exactly this way with you guys. You know what I'm saying? You guys got grown, or your mom took you away, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. And when you get your kids and everything, then you'll understand. But they were upset. You didn't understand, and you just got angry back, and you wanted to fight them. But really, they didn't understand that watching you with your new babies triggered them and made them feel like they wasn't wanted anymore.
Well, they always wanted them.
Yeah, but
they just grown.
Until I talk to them about now they understand that, and now they have their own kids, and now they're going through it. So of course, but when you're a child and you don't have your own children yet and all that, they don't understand it.
Right.
Like you say, your children change you. Children change you when the people don't have the children to change you or to change your perspective or whatever. Then you can kind of go like a little naive. Kind of like any situation. People like your sons, they be out here wilding out, and then when they get fucking prison, then it'll be a different story. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll get the reality behind. And right now, it's just a thought to them. It's they see it on TV.
So they catch that charge.
Exactly. So it's until some people hit the reality of it all, you know what I'm saying? It's just they're making up the scenario of what it would be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if you want to fall in love and it's going to be so great. And you know what I'm saying? You got to call me and you have this whole scenario plan in your head about what you want it to be. Then you get in this relationship, these dog you out, cheat on you, you crying every day. You know what I'm saying? And it's not what it was. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's the same thing with people that don't have the experience behind what they're talking about.
Right. And so talking about it, I know you obviously been to some type of counseling. You know what I'm saying? Because just talking to you.
Yeah, I definitely changed a lot, and it took a long time for me to do it. But what you see when you see like that and honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Normally, time of the period normally comes about a week later, and I'll be like, "Thank you, Jesus, I ain't as crazy as It's really just a girl, but it makes you emotional. But it's just like, I wouldn't tell you that, but you're like, yeah, why should you tripping? Like, look around the 20.
And man, this stuff just gets deeper and deeper. I ain't raised her right, and look what she dropped off. You know what I'm saying? When they dropped off or not. You know what I'm saying?
But people repeat their parents' pattern, and unless you teach them differently, then they're gonna repeat your pattern.
Right.
What age did you have Marquise?
Shit, I must be by 17, 18, somewhere around there.
Exactly. So your child just did what you did, but it's inherited in them. They don't even know. Like she does a lot of things that she's not even around hers. You know what I'm saying? And she picks up like she doesn't like to like clean up. So she's like, but she gets to my mouth, she'll clean up that, you know, her, you know what I'm saying? There's just certain things like he pours from way up here, making a fucking mess, like she does the same thing. So it's stuff that they're inheriting, they don't even know that they're getting from you that, you know what I'm saying? So it's stuff you gotta kind of correct, you know, because you don't want them to go down your same path or whatever.
And then when they're going down that path, it's like too late. They're gonna have to wreck. You know what I'm saying? Because they already inherit the clothes into you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. They have to go through their own thing. Like, honestly,
thing.
she had attitude. She had attitude. And she got to the real world, working and all that, and you know what I mean?
Sit that down?
Yeah. Once they get into that real world and they start working, they start being adults, they realize it's hard.
Right.
And that puts a real check. Right now, she still got mommy and daddy, so she really ain't hit her. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when that reality hit, when you know what I'm saying, then she got to be there along with that kid, and she can't go to the club, and she can't do none of that the same way I have to do. Man, that's a whole different story, you know.
Then you see what she's doing? She's sneaking out. You know what I'm saying? In September, they paid the price. So September paid the ultimate price for what they did.
So now, not really, because
you okay, boy? Yeah. Be careful.
You good?
Try not to make it slam.
Is this still on?
Right now, what time?
It's not on.
Is that on?
Oh, that's on. This is not on. Why you didn't tell me it went out, little Marley?
I'm about to know y'all playing with it.
Can you see me? Can you see him? Okay, man.
Cause the other baby moms, they were smart enough to take them away from me. Not this one.
Well, honestly, that's good and bad because honestly, I have to do the same thing. But it's good and bad because we have to do it, but we can't really tell them why. So some of that animosity mostly come towards the mom, but they're not really knowing that we're protecting them. But at the same time, like, do you want that relationship? At the same time, like, she's older now, and I'm thinking he's gonna change. He's really kind of doing the same thing. Like, he'll like send her a letter asking her nothing about her. Like, it's all about him and like what he's going through, and he's not even saying, "Hey, you need help? You got anything?" I never put him on child support. Took her graduation, gave her $70. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you give her some money, it's like $30. Like, come on. What is this change? This gas money.
To get over here and pick this 50 envelope up? Yeah, he's still in that.
You know, but he'll be talking to me like my dude dropped off $3,000 for me or whatever. But you ain't even thought about your kid. But then you wouldn't be mad at me but now you have your own relationship with her and you're still doing the same thing. So you know what I'm saying? When you gonna grow up, really, it was never about me taking her from you because you was never gonna be that person to her anyways. Because you can sit there and not be that person right now to her. And I don't know if it's animosity towards me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I can post this on YouTube.
We're gonna.
I was gonna, you play some dinner?
You sleep?
Oh, I see
Let me
you.
dinner?
Yeah, lay her down
She
somewhere.
boo-boo block, 3-4 times with that prune juice.
How many times you boo it?
I'm just clean out. I say that for you, in your mouth.
So, right, Melita, so when Sam be popping up and he be like, oh, I'm disrespecting my mommy and all that, and then the little one comes over here and they talk to mama all crazy, and then I be telling him, like, it's stemming from you, it's not them. Like, the kids, of course, always gonna have our backs first. You know what I mean? So if they feel like they did something to his daddy and he never went back and said, hey, I was just in the moment, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I really feel that. I don't really feel that way, you know what I'm saying? It's not cool to disrespect my mom or anybody. Like, the kids don't feel like shit. He doing it, why can't I?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like, whatever.
And that's what I don't do. I never ever go back and explain that.
No, you don't.
They just see us cool the next day. Like the argument we got into.
Yeah, and that's what
You know
they're
what I'm
gonna
saying?
carry
We got
that
into
on
in
to
the
their
morning time, right?
relationship.
Yesterday morning. We didn't have to say nothing about their argument. I just called them later.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But had they been listening,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, they would have thought that, you know what I'm saying?
And then you wonder why they're treating you guys the same way because you're teaching them to deal with problems that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when they come at you, like, when they
I'm
talk
like,
to
this
you, and all
is
that.
podcast. You bringing the demons down. Lucifer's coming on to go. Not you guys.
Yeah, but that's what I learned though. This is what was introduced to me today. Is that no matter what, I have to always go back and explain to them if they see me act a certain way.
Right. Remember what I said to address the situation that day. Don't wait till the next day to address the situation. Because then it's over when everybody's cool.
Okay.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you don't want to
Since
bring
we
it back up.
already trained in that way.
Yeah.
Kill each other, don't apologize, and go again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We already trained in
But
that way.
then I'm all like, but if you bring it up the same day that the incident happened, then we can't do nothing but address it. But if you bring it up the next day, it's gonna cause all kind of confusion. So I just don't address it when the next day comes. We just keep it pushing.
See, but I don't know if that's cool because you have to address it at some point. Like that's what he was saying to me. He was saying, he was like, I was like, yeah, it's cool, but he had to apologize. Like sometimes you have to have the words because now the next fight, the blow up is not going to be about that fight. It's going to be about everything that was held in.
The fight before.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be about the fight before and a year before. You know what I'm saying? And this happened this time. And instead of it being particularly about that fight.
Right.
So Dr. Ish
That's
was
why
like,
I say
attack
address it today.
Dr. Ish was like, you have to remember to attack the problem and not each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's why I say even before the end of the night. Well, my little theory was this.
Because sometimes I need a day to calm down is what I was saying about that.
Right,
So if I need a day to
right.
calm down, it's okay to come to me the next day and talk about it because now I have a clear head and now
Yeah, but that's an I'm willing to talk about it though.
Exactly. And that's
Well,
another
You
thing.
can't,
Both
my
parties
thing
have
was
to be
this, okay,
willing.
this is the way I told them that. Because I want to change it, I want everybody to change when we leave, right?
Come this way.
I want to change it, I want everybody to change when we leave, right?
Mhm.
So this is what I attempt to do. Hey, we get in an argument, we address it that day. If we can't address it that day, then we'll leave it alone. Like me and Sam. If we get in an argument, and see, I see what you're saying, but see, my whole thing is, we don't bring it back up.
But you actually are bringing it back up because now.
Not if you don't address it though.
But listen, so
Also, you're saying we get another argument that could come back up.
if you get an argument, it is going to come back up. And now, like, it went from an argument, now you fighting, like fist fighting or whatever, because you never talked about what was bothering you from before. You understand what I'm saying? If you sweep everything under the rug all the time,
Yeah, that would be
then that's us. We're Pisces. That's what we do. And then we blow up, and we blow up, and when we blow up, we blow. You know what I'm saying? And we the roof. Like we're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. And when we're done.
After 22 years, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm serious, like I was done.
Yeah.
Like I was done, like I was literally done. Like 22 years, just we'll throw 22 years away. We throw 22 years away.
Yeah.
Because then I'm done. I'm done. Because like you said, but it's just like you said, it's all the other problems.
Exactly. That you've never actually talked about, swept under the rug.
This is the new addition to the back. I really don't look like this, y'all. I really don't look like this. I truly don't look like this. Today is just my day. Marquise, thanks for the hat. Thanks to you. You will get it
She's a superstar.
when you see it. Yeah.
Already, but you know,
Already.
everyone's favorite will be me. No, I'm kidding.
No, she's not. Y'all gonna want to see me again. You're gonna want to see me again.
But anyway, yeah, back to what we were saying. Like, even okay, so with Sammy, I was telling him that he apologized to me on Saturday, but even though like I was still shading him, he was like, he felt like he had a problem with me. Yes, because he never apologized. You can't just do something to somebody and try to slip your way back in. Like, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be like, for me, I'll be like this. I'll be like, oh, you think it's cool? Like, I'm not really a giver at that point. I'll take, and I'll just do weird shit. You be like, my favorite color blue. I'm like, I hate blue.
Yeah, you will.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just shade people because they never really address the
Address it
situation.
or apologize.
And then
See now, that's different when you're coming from not within your family. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we
And
do.
then it leads to a fight though, because
Right,
you're
no,
just
no,
agonizing the other person because you don't really appreciate what they did before. And you
Right,
never,
and
like
just
got
like
that
I told
apology
you,
that you needed.
just like I told him, like one day they were so mad because Sam was trying to show me how to change a tire.
Mm-hmm.
They like got so mad they stopped working on the car and everything. So what I do, I go upstairs, figure it out why you're mad, find out why you got the attitude. Or somebody trying to help me how to change a tire, just in case I'm out in the world by myself. And maybe I don't want to call AAA. Maybe I can beat AAA with changing the tire. There's nothing to change the tire. So I tell them to figure out why you got an attitude. Address your attitude. They come back and nothing happened.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. So, but see, it's not cool. And maybe I should say that's how we do it in our immediate family. Yeah. But when you go outside the immediate family, what you know, like in here, so you do have to apologize. You do have to apologize for what you did.
Yeah, no, but to your immediate family too, because guess what? If you keep taking people for granted, then it's only so many times that you're gonna let something slide. Mm-hmm. Especially being like we're from a gangster family, right? So gangsters move inside us. So sometimes they can do something to you, and you're like, I bet, that's a check. Then that's another check, and that's another check, and you be done with a person, you know what I'm saying? And then that person really don't even know why or what they did. So it's like sometimes you do have to address it.
Yeah, just like that.
I'm saying no, it's a good, for me, I think it is a good, for me to calm down first. Sometimes I can't have the conversation. So for me to have the conversation the next day, sometimes that's needed. Because sometimes I'm so heated, I don't want to hear what you got to say.
No, that's what I'm saying too. And sometimes, and like I was saying, like sometimes just because you're ready to talk about it doesn't mean that I'm
and the
ready
other person
to
has to be ready to talk about it too.
That's
so when we're both ready to talk about it,
then we can talk about it. Right. And then it won't be blown up or down. But like you said, we as one got to be ready to talk about it. Just because you're ready to talk about it doesn't mean I'm ready. I still may be mad.
Exactly.
You know what
exactly. But if we never address it, period, then it's going to be a problem. Because the next time we have next time we have an argument, guess what? Now I'm not mad just only about this time. I'm mad about the last time. And now, you know what I'm saying, the fight that was, and it'd be me if I start fighting about stupid stuff, fighting about some salt. You know what I'm saying? Fighting about, you know what I'm saying, the smallest things when really you're just upset about what the big thing that happened that you never talked about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just brings unwanted animosity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So with me and Corey, I do have to go back because I have to realize that Corey is older now. She's not a little kid that I can boss around anymore. Right. You know what I'm saying? She's a young adult. So I do have to go back and Corey and be like, my bad or whatever. Or she'll come back to me and say, hey, Mom, you know what I'm saying? I was wrong. Because we have to realize that she's older now. Mm-hmm. It's at a different level of communication. Yeah. And it's not like I can just, you know what I'm saying? We will, but it's like, that's not what you want to do.
And I need to work on that with Keanu too. A lot of times I tell Keanu, shut the fuck up. And I realize that, hey, she got a job. She's older. You know what I'm saying? And there's no more, shut the fuck up. And she don't have to shut the fuck up this time. Mm-hmm. So
sometimes they do be telling you something right, and you just don't want to hear it. Right. So you know what I'm saying? It is like it's trying to have a balance. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't do things your old way. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, because you have to be yourself. You have to be sure. You have to be sure your kids ain't running over you. I'm saying like you're saying with Corey, I do, and we can't too. You got to realize that she overlearned. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I really have to realize that, and I do have to respect her. Just like that. I'm like, oh, you respect Keanu because she got a job. No, that ain't why I respect Keanu because she got a job. I respect Keanu because you know what? She got a job, and guess what she does? She helps with us. She don't have to help us. Yeah. That's what they don't understand. Yeah, she do not have to help us. Yeah. She don't have to help me. Yeah. She can give me gas money, take her back and forth to work. She give me $10 here and there to blow a little bit, some being loud and true, to blow a little bit. Mm-hmm. And they go, you just been up her butt every single job. No, I ain't gotta be nothing but being up her butt every single job. And you're proud of her, right? That she got up and she's doing something.
Yes, that we're not doing. Yeah. Yes, that we're not doing. That we're trying to wait to get somewhere to do.
You probably do have a new level of respect for her, and that's probably what's coming out also. You might even tell her that.
No, I ain't telling that part. I'm gonna go in there and tell her right now. Actually, I'm telling her on the podcast. Yanni, come here.
No, it is good to tell Corey, I'm proud of you and all of that because if you keep coming at them all the time and you never tell them what's your problem, then they're always gonna feel like you're always picking on me or something like that. And you know.
Yeah, but sometimes family go over. Keone!
Like it came to my attention that like Tammy and Auntie are mad because I guess we don't be showing Auntie enough love. But if she's never expressed that, I mean, I guess we can do it anyway. But you know, if she's never expressed, and it wasn't like I was doing. I said family reunion so that people aren't here for everyone's everything. So if we have a family reunion or whatever, then we can celebrate everyone's birthday and everyone at the same time.
I know, yes.
Right, you know what I'm saying? It can like celebrate, you know,
I mean, I can't have a
weekend,
family
you know what I mean?
because I don't know where half my family is. And then the majority of my family,
you know, family, like
but then the majority of my family is gone. Like my grandma, my mom, my dad, all the ones that mean something to us. Well, they all mean something, but like really, really, truly have the most respect, utmost respect for. They're all gone, so we know we're not gonna have no family reunion and stuff like that. That's why I'm like, you guys should do one.
Yeah,
I would love to go.
It's not even like that because honestly, like you're a part of us. So even if your family is going more and you feel like you have family that you want to see, then you should invite them because you're our family now. So your family is our family. So why not? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you bring your family? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Since you guys are doing it, like I'm just doing it as a tradition because we don't go to ours anymore or do it anymore. So and Mama is the only reason I did it around Mama's birthday is because she's the only person that was already doing it.
Right.
So it just makes sense to go ahead and continue to do what she was already doing and make it bigger. She's the one that tried to get everyone together every year. She's the one that does all of this. It wasn't no shade towards my auntie. And I gave my auntie a gift while she was here. And I think Tammy is just mad because I haven't been talking to her. But Tammy doesn't realize that Geminis, and God made all my friends Geminis for some reason. So I have a personal problem with her and I have a Gemini problem with her. But what they like to do is like they want to be loved on or whatever, but they won't really give it back to you, or they'll pick and choose who they want to give it to you. Like I'm giving you, I'm here for you. I'm doing everything that you need, but then like I see you like loving on your mom, buying her, taking her to cruises and all that, and then for me it's just kind of like you don't even. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't even bring it up. You didn't even bring it up. God, like you know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like I'm auntie. Like I've always been doing this for everybody. Like I get that. I've been the provider. Like so be it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always going to be the provider because that's just probably the road I'm gonna have to fall into when you know what I'm saying, Mama. But I don't mind it. I've always been doing it. But at the same time, it's just kind of like. If you call me, like when we call each other, it's back and forth. When we talk, it's back and forth. You give me advice, I give advice. With her, it's kind of like always quiet. I have to be like, hey, did you hear what I said? You know what I mean? Like,
For my car? Oh, okay. Hold on. I don't know. I can
I
tell.
mean, your life can.
I like it. Ain't let myself
No, no, go around. Go with her.
or do you know how? No, like this.
It's just like I didn't clear skies out there.
Oh no, Sam trying to sneak away. He's talking about, I don't remember this. No, I'm gonna play him back. I got him crying, calling me the other day, talking so much crap. So no, he needs to come so I can play this one. I don't remember saying any of that.
Hey,
I said, it's okay because I got you on camera.
good.
When he called me crying, talking about that stuff. I just want to call. Only look, we got to do yesterday. Because I got to go over there. I got to go over there and he hit me like, well, I'm going to go to bed anyway. I'm like, I'm already on the way. He's just been doing a lot of mean stuff lately for the last few days.
Well, he had called me and was like, you coming by? And I was like, yeah, I just give a call, but I couldn't gas money and everything. But then when he called back, I was like, it was too late. It was already late. It was dark. You know, I can't ride at night. When I left you that night, oh my God, I wanted to throw a tantrum. I did not want to leave because my lights was out. And one day, someone took me like, the hell out of here? Hurry, Jaguar. Then I go home and like, the hell out of here. Hurry, Jaguar. Yeah.
So come here, nephew. Let's have a conversation. You change your ways yet? Huh? You better. No. What you been up to? What you been doing? You been in school? What school today? You guys not in school yet?
No, they already went outside tomorrow.
Okay. But how you start tomorrow when you guys are going up home? You just gotta get.
She said we're being there for 12.
Okay. Well, that's good. Do you like your school?
No, I don't.
No.
Well,
Huh?
I ain't visited.
Oh, there's a new school. It's not the same one you went to last year. What grade are you in now? What?
The same one he went to last year.
So that means, wait, no, sixth grade is still elementary? You ain't in junior high.
I'm in 6.
Seventh grade is junior high.
I'm in 6.
You ain't in middle school. Middle school don't start until seventh grade.
Middle school, it goes kindergarten through 5th, 6th to 8th, 9th to 12th.
Ah, okay. Okay, you could be right about that. Oh, nephew, growing up. There's some girls over there you like.
No, I haven't started. That's good.
What about the old one? I'm just asking you about the neighborhood.
Oh, no.
You over there, what? You and the girls, you like girls, right?
Yeah, I'm gay.
I'm asking. You don't know these days. How about you, Marley?
I'm in the same school he went to last.
You like girls? Why you ever think about it? Why you ever think about it? That's what's up.
What grade you in?
College.
Yo, college.
No. I'm in the grade of life. You can get to that stage, you know. You made it to the top. That's gonna be the hardest stage right there. You make it through life, you're gonna be all right. No, you're gonna die. Hope not so soon. Yeah. All right, I guess they dipped out on me.
You the camera.
No, he needs to come so I could.
Use the camera for the laptop.
No, I don't know how. You know how?
It's a YouTube camera.
That's the YouTube channel.
Who doesn't have it?
What do you mean? This was YouTube. Let me see if I had this recorded of him.
So we going on YouTube.
Calling me talk.
So we going on YouTube.
It's on YouTube now.
Corey, finally saw you.
How you feeling, baby?
Can you come here for a second?
Huh?
Can you come here for a second?
Yeah.
Huh?
It's all around here.
You gotta go back there. I'm in trouble. Lay down.
No, thank you.